The restaurant was the kind of place where the menu had no prices and the chairs were too stiff to be comfortable. Glass walls reflected the city lights, turning every diner into part of the display. People came here to be seen, not to be fed. Daniel Reyes had not planned to be there. He had finished a late shift at the auto shop and promised his daughter Sophia he would bring home takeout. When he found her asleep on the couch, backpack still on, he left her with their neighbor and walked a few blocks to clear his head. Hunger led him through the glass doors of the restaurant, where the hostess looked him over twice before offering a corner table. Daniel sat down, hands rough with grease, shirt clean but worn thin at the elbows. He ordered soup and water. It felt safer that way. That was when the voice cut through the room. "Are you serious?" the man said loudly. "I asked for oat milk. This is basic." The waitress froze. She was young, maybe mid-20s, hair pulled back too tight, cheeks flushed. She stared at the coffee cup like it had betrayed her. "I'm sorry, sir," she said. "I'll fix it right away." The man leaned back in his chair, smug and sharp. His suit looked expensive in a way that demanded attention. Several diners glanced over, then quickly looked away. Nobody wanted to be involved. "This is what happens when people don't listen," he said. "Do you even know what you're doing?" Daniel felt his chest tighten. He had seen that look before, on managers who thought shouting was leadership, on customers who believed money gave them permission. He thought of Sophia, of how small she looked asleep on the couch, of the world she was growing into. The waitress reached for the cup, her hand shaking. "Don't touch it," the man snapped. "Get someone who knows how to work." That was when Daniel stood up. He did not raise his voice. He did not slam his chair back. He simply turned and faced the man. "You don't get to talk to her like that," Daniel said. The room went quiet in a way that felt sudden and fragile. The man laughed once. "And who are you supposed to be?" "Someone who knows what respect looks like," Daniel said. "You ordered a drink, not a servant." The man's smile thinned. "Do you have any idea who I am?" Daniel shrugged. "Does it matter?" A ripple moved through the room. Phones stayed down, but attention sharpened. The waitress looked between them, eyes wide, caught between relief and fear. "I'm the CEO of Waitress Solutions," the man said. "I could buy this place and shut it down by morning." Daniel nodded slowly. "Then you'd still be the guy yelling at someone who makes coffee for a living." The words landed hard. The CEO stood up, face red. "Sit down before you embarrass yourself." Daniel did not move. His heart was pounding, but there was a calm inside it. He had nothing to lose here except his silence, and he was tired of carrying that. "I work with my hands," he said. "I fix things people break and pretend they didn't. I raise a kid on one paycheck. I know what it means to mess up and own it. You could try that." The CEO stared at him, shocked. Around them, a few people nodded. Someone near the window whispered, "About time." Before the man could respond, a woman at the next table stood up. She had been sitting quietly the whole time, dark coat draped over her chair, eyes observant. There was something steady about her, something that made the room seem less loud when she spoke. "That's enough, Marcus," she said. The CEO turned, confusion flashing across his face. "Lena? What are you doing here?" She stepped closer. "Watching you ruin another evening." A murmur spread. The waitress took a small step back, as if unsure whether she was allowed to breathe again. Lena looked at Daniel. "Thank you," she said simply. Then she faced the CEO. "I am the majority shareholder of Waitress Solutions. And tomorrow morning, we're having a meeting about your behavior." Again. The word again carried weight. Marcus opened his mouth, then closed it. His posture collapsed in on itself, the confidence draining away. Lena turned to the waitress. I'm sorry you were treated that way. Please bring me whatever coffee you like best. The waitress blinked, then nodded, eyes shining. Marcus grabbed his coat and left without another word. The room exhaled. Daniel sat back down, hands trembling now that the moment had passed. He stared at his soup like it had gone cold. Lena returned to her table, then paused and came over. "May I?" she asked, gesturing to the empty chair across from him. Daniel nodded. "You didn't have to do that," she said. "Yes, I did," he replied. "Someone should have done it sooner." She smiled at that. "You remind me of my father. He raised 3 kids alone. He never stayed quiet when it mattered." Daniel felt a strange warmth in his chest. "My daughter's name is Sophia. She's 8. I want her to grow up seeing men stand up for people, not over them." Lena reached into her bag and slid a card across the table. "If you ever need anything," she said. "Or if Sophia does." Daniel hesitated, then took it. "Thank you." When he left the restaurant, the city felt different. Lighter somehow. At home, Sophia stirred as he tucked the blanket around her. She mumbled, half asleep, "Did you get food?" "Tomorrow," he whispered. "Tonight, I got something better." She smiled without waking. Daniel stood there a moment longer, thinking about how one voice, used at the right time, could shift a whole room. How kindness did not have to be quiet. And how sometimes, the smallest stand could send the loudest shock through the world.